Okay, picture this. You're at the very edge of the world. The ground under your feet is constantly shifting, and the air is so thin that even machines can't breathe. It's here that an absolutely incredible engineering marvel is taking shape. Today, we're diving into the monumental project known as the Pamir Ascent.
Now, let's be super clear. This isn't just about, laying down some asphalt and putting up a few bridges. No way. You've got to think of this as a high-stakes battle. It's a direct showdown between human ingenuity, raw mechanical grit, and the unforgiving, powerful forces of the planet itself.
So where are we? Our story kicks off in the brutal, jagged terrain of Central Asia. And when I say high-altitude frontier, I mean it. This is a landscape so extreme that for centuries it's been completely impassable. It's resisted every single attempt to tame it.
And that really brings us to the core mission here, which is, it's nothing short of immense. The goal? To carve out a brand new modern transit route right along the path of the ancient Silk Road. So you see, this isn't just about building a road. It's literally about conquering a landscape.
All right, so let's get into the first major challenge. And, you'd think it would be the weather or maybe logistics, but no, it's the ground itself. They are literally battling unstable foundations. And this is a problem unlike anything you see in modern engineering. It's a whole different ballgame.
The main enemy here, it's something called permafrost. But hold on, because in the Pamirs, this is not the solid, stable, frozen ground you're probably picturing. Nope. It's in a constant state of flux. It's shifting, it's moving, which means building anything on top of it with traditional methods is, it's pretty much impossible.
The physics of this whole situation are just brutal, and it really comes down to a three-part problem. First, the engineers have to somehow take on these massive, sheer, vertical rock faces. Then, they've got to figure out how to build across that permafrost we just talked about, the stuff that's always moving. And finally, after all that, the whole thing has to be strong enough to hold up the immense weight of heavy trucks and cargo.
In an environment this hostile, you just have to measure progress differently. Forget about typical deadlines and budgets. That's not how it works out here. Out here, every single kilometer of road they manage to build is a huge, monumental victory against the forces of nature.
But as if fighting the ground itself wasn't enough of a challenge, the next battle is against the very air. Yeah, you heard that right. At these insane altitudes, the atmosphere becomes just as big of an enemy as that shifting permafrost. The science behind it is actually pretty simple, but the consequences, they're brutal. As you go higher, the oxygen in the air gets thinner, and traditional combustion engines, they just start to choke. They literally suffocate. This place has become a graveyard for standard machinery.
So, you have this huge problem. Your standard engines choke, they overheat, they fail. What do? Well, this is where the incredible innovation comes in. Engineers had to develop completely specialized high-altitude tech. We're talking about machines that were designed not just to survive up there, but to push the absolute limits of mechanical endurance. This really is the new frontier for heavy transit.
Okay, so they've battled the Earth, and they've battled the atmosphere. After all of that, what's the end result? It's the creation of a modern marvel, something that truly represents a conquest of the impossible. We're talking about the new Silk Road.
And the outcome here is just definitive. Think about it. For centuries, this region was a dead end, an impassable barrier. But now, that high-altitude frontier has been breached. A new corridor is officially open, and it's a genuine conquest over what everyone thought was impossible.
So what's the big deal? Why does this whole project really matter? Well, for one, it opens up a corridor that's been sealed off for ages, totally changing how the region is connected. It also means that future trade and even access to critical minerals won't be held hostage by a mountain range anymore. And maybe most importantly, this project sets a completely new standard, a new benchmark for what we thought was possible in high-altitude engineering.
When you step back and look at it, we've basically just watched a team of engineers breach a frontier that nature itself has been defending for millennia. It's a remarkable achievement. And it leaves us with one final, really big question to chew on. In this day and age, can engineering truly conquer geography?